Welcome to another episode of Career Conversations. In today's episode, we've got Nadiya Attard. She's the Chief Commercial Officer at Elantil. Hello, Nadiya. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Crystal. Really nice to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Can you start by telling us a little bit about your role and the company that you work for?
Sure. Currently, I work with Elantil. It's a new kid on the block when it comes to platforms. And yesterday, actually, one of the customer gave us a really nice tagline. It's so good that people doesn't believe it exists. So
That's great.
I really like this approach. So basically, I've been around for over 20 years, and I started my career when gaming was when internet actually was just starting. So people, for example, to deposit and to gamble online, they used to come to the betting shops, give money to the cashier, and then they would deposit it online. And anyway, to cut my story short, I ended up in Malta. Spent few good 5 years with Betfair, and never wanted to go back in the different industry. I love gaming industry. It really gives me a lot of energy, and I like working both for B2Bs and B2Cs. At the moment, I'm on the B2B side, and I like working with clients who have not clients, but companies which do something unique. So, for example, when I was at Betfair, they had betting exchange, and it was a very, very new, innovative concept which nobody had, where basically people bet against each other. It brings a lot of positivity and everything. Then I worked with Netent, which was also like really cool slots, very innovative back then, concept and everything. And throughout my career, like I was always very fortunate to start with companies who were like relatively small, and then they suddenly grew and became tier one players in the iGaming space. So regarding the Elantil, it's a platform, but it's not just a platform. It has a lot of things all together. So it's a very innovative approach to everything. Like, platforms which exist so far in the market, they are good. But a lot of them which are very good, they were built years ago, sometimes as long as 20 years ago, where there was no such things like regulations, so many regulations. There was no so many requirements from the players. There is no so many requirements from casino managers for marketing, for things and so on. So it reached the point where a simple task, like for example, adding a new currency or working with crypto or something really small, it becomes like a 6 months project, development project where a lot of resources are involved, and simply people don't want to do it. So Elantil approached it from a very different angle in terms of they actually built platform from scratch, starting not from what the platform should have, but what challenges and problems operators are having in the market right now. So it was a complete different U-turn. And when I saw it, I was like really blown away. It's something different. It's something unique on the market. It's so unique that when you tell people about it, they say, no, no, it doesn't exist. They cannot believe you. They think that you're lying. And then when you go deep under the hood, you have a technical deep dive, they're like, wow, like this is really awesome. So I'm really excited about the project. Again, it's still very early days. We have only a few customers, but every day I'm just like really, really happy that I did this move. I joined the company, and I really hope we can change the industry in around a year's time. It doesn't exist. It actually exists, and it would be a long queue of customers who would like to join us. So it's in a very short manner trying to explain what we do right now.
Okay, thank you, Nadiya. So you started at Betfair and now you're CCO at Elantil. Can you take us through your journey? Like, were there any key career decisions or opportunities which came up along the way to get to where you are now?
Yeah, I actually can share my journey is like a little bit of like a fairy tale. Thinking about it now, I never looked for a job. The job always found me, and in a very strange ways. So, for example, the way how I ended up, for example, let's put it, the way how I ended up with relax gaming, it was, I still remember it. It was really, really late. and around 9 o'clock. And I used to be the last one leaving the office normally. And we had a very specific parking. It was like a little bit hidden. It was in Spinola Park. And it was not when your normal person like who goes to the supermarket will park. It was a little bit hidden. So I go down and I had a little bit of a bad day. Like let's say I wasn't super happy about things, but it can happen to everyone. And I bumped to our ex-CPO Simon, who happened to park somehow next to me. So what are the odds again that it's a very weird parking? It's on minus, I still remember it was -3 levels, so people don't go there. And it's in a very, very, very corner. So there is no elevator next to it, nothing. And we just bumped to each other. He asked me how are things. I'm like, I didn't have a really good day today. And he just tells me, why don't you come and work for us? So I ended up with relax. Before that, also, I had the same story with Netent. It's even more crazy. I used to work for Betfair, and then there were some changes. We knew that a lot of people were making redundant, and I was applying for jobs. And one day somebody calls me, they say, it's Netent, you have an interview tomorrow. I totally forgot what's the interview about. I don't remember how I applied. And I had actually another job in hand. I was offered the job of a country manager, and I was supposed to go and sign the contract next week.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, and I was really just shy to say no because I wasn't sure who is calling, what is it all about, and so on. It was many years ago. So I ended up going for the interview. I obviously, like after the call, I forgot about it. I remembered at 11 o'clock in the evening. So I opened the website, I checked who is Netent and so on. And then when I went in the office, I was blown away. It was, there were still like, I think 30 people in Malta. It was very, very small. It was, in general, the company was very small back then. But I saw those casino sign. It was on the toilets, really cool, like casino sites. And I was like, this is such a cool office. I'd like to be part of it. So I told them, honestly, I told like, I have another job. I have an offer. I have to sign the contract this week and so on. I gave them ETAs. We did all the 3 interviews, but nobody called me. So I thought, okay, they're not interested. So I go to back at home, sign the contract, and they forgot that I'm coming. So they told me, oh, sorry, we didn't prepare the agreement. Come back on Monday. I'm like, okay. I go out of the office and I see the Swedish number is calling me. And I didn't know anybody from Sweden, just not that. So I called back and says like, yes, we really like you. We want to hire you. And I obviously liked them a lot as well. When I saw the office, it was just a really good energy. So I ended up with Netent. And so it's always like, and the same with Elantil, just basically somebody I know. You should look, so it's also a story. So I have a really, really good friend and investor in this industry. And one day, I don't know, I just had this very strange idea. He had a lot of different investments, portfolio of companies. So I still remember I just sent him this weird message. I'm like, listen, you should also invest in the company which have platforms. And the reply came 30 seconds later. I just started to build one. Like, okay, so we left this conversation, and then like 8 months later, he came, listen, remember this platform conversation? I couldn't tell you, but I'd like you to come and join it. So it was always very interesting. But again, I believe what's meant to be, it's meant to be. And it goes throughout like how you work with customers, how you work with people, what are your inspirations. But I would say I was very, very lucky. And again, I do work hard. So it's not just luck, but it's also hard work. But I always have an interesting story when it comes to my employment.